Along with the relaxation of the zero-COVID policy, China's field hospitals and testing booths have been abandoned. However, recent reports show that many field hospitals are being built in Inner Mongolia, which immediately raised concerns about another outbreak. Next is a touching story of a mom who runs 5 miles daily to lose weight, but her ultimate goal is to save her son. Mark Mobius has a painful experience with the Chinese bank HSBC in Shanghai. The incident has made him rethink investing in China. A recent regulation from the Chinese Communist Party has given Hong Kong delegates a tough career choice to drop their Western passport or not. A new concern amid the Ukraine war. Will Beijing become Russia's arms supplier?
As reported by Chinese media, Xinhua Zhishang, since the Chinese Communist Party (CCP) abandoned the zero-COVID policy at the end of 2022, a large number of field hospitals in many places have been destroyed or abandoned. However, recent reports are that many field hospitals are being built in Inner Mongolia, which immediately raised concerns about another outbreak. In addition, the CCP has destroyed 1 billion collected personal information data gathered while attempting to control the pandemic. According to analysis, this move attempts to cover up the truth of the 3-year pandemic. The Hohhot Public Resource Service Exchange recently issued a tender notice for the hospital construction project of Hohhot City, the bid solicitor of the Hohhot City Health Commissioner. According to NetEase, many people questioned as soon as the information was released, the centralized quarantine time has passed. What's the point of building hospitals? Is there another virus spreading silently? Everyone get ready for another outbreak. In this regard, Xinhua Zhishang interviewed Lin Xiaoxu, an American virology expert. According to his analysis, it is reported in China that the Centers for Disease Control in Beijing, Hubei, Tongliu of Inner Mongolia, and Anhui Province have all issued influenza A increasing cases warning. Lin Xiaoxu said temporary quarantine booths are being built in Inner Mongolia. The urgent bidding shows the CCP is taking advantage of the similar mild symptoms of influenza A and COVID to mislead the public. The CCP is doing it for political reasons. Through this method, they could always claim that they have defeated the virus. This is a political cover-up. He added, it is worth repeating that this year, there have been 2 cases in Inner Mongolia being infected with highly pathogenic avian influenza. This is avian influenza H5N1. Special attention should be paid to this. In addition, it is reported that the CCP destroyed 3 years' worth of COVID data on a large scale. For example, on March 2nd, the big data center of Wuxi City, Jiangsu Province, held a pandemic-related personal data destruction ceremony where 1 billion previously collected personal information data for disease control was destroyed. The Wuxi City government announced the information data of 1 billion people is mainly used during the pandemic period for epidemiological traceability to prevent the pandemic from spreading or to detect nucleic acid testing information. In addition, they use professional data destruction software to erase data in the cloud or on the server's hard disk to ensure the data is unrecoverable. In this regard, senior media person Pang Zhong pointed out, Wuxi has publicly destroyed 1 billion data pandemic evidence under the Data Security Enhancing and Citizens Personal Privacy Protection guise. The real purpose is to remove relevant evidence. Recently, the U.S. State Department and the FBI have repeatedly reported the COVID virus may have leaked from a laboratory. This once again raised the world's attention about the CCP's hiding the pandemic's origin and the 3-year pandemic situation. The CCP is afraid to restart virus traceability, therefore, Wuxi officials will most likely destroy pandemic data to prevent people from knowing the CCP's lies. Tian Chou, 27, a Hunan Medical College student, suffered from uremia 2 years ago. His mother jogs 5 miles, 8 kilometers daily to meet the kidney donation criteria, reported Xingtao headlines on March 6th. In September 2020, Tian Chou, an intern at the hospital, was found to have uremia during a physical examination. The doctor said that Tian Chou needed a kidney transplant for complete treatment. In addition to the high cost of kidney transplantation, the key is to have a suitable kidney source, saving her son from death. Last November, after his parents raised funds for Tian Chou, they were encouraged to find that Tian Chou's mother's kidney was a good match for him. But the mother is nearly 165 pounds, 75 kilograms, and must lose at least 22 pounds to meet the kidney donation criteria because she is overweight and suffers from fatty liver disease. The mother, determined to lose weight, jogged 5 miles daily. Finally, after 4 months of continuous training, she met her son's kidney donor criteria on February 20th. The mother said, "He is my son, I have to save him." The mother has not missed a single day except for a few days of illness before the Chinese New Year. At 6 a.m., Xiang Jilong would start running, and sometimes she would give herself extra exercises when she got home at night. The future doctor said, "My mother has given me 2 lives." Seeing his mother's dedication, Tian Chao would run with her on days when he didn't have to go to the hospital. After countless treatments, Tian Chao once wanted to give up, but seeing that his parents did not give up, he was motivated to fight against the disease. The 27-year-old Tian Chao's family lives in Zhangjiaji's Xili County, selling vegetables from a street vendor. Tian Chao has spent 2 years in the hospital, and his body has not been sometimes in the best condition for kidney transplantation due to different complications. The paper says Tian Chao will receive his mother's kidney when his family raises enough money for the surgery. Mark Mobius, founder of Mobius Capital Partners, recently said that he would be very, very careful investing in China. His remarks came after his unhappy experience with Chinese bank HSBC in Shanghai. In an interview published on March 2nd with Fox Business, the billionaire investor said, "I have an account with HSBC in Shanghai. I can't take my money out. The government is restricting the flow of money out of the country." Mobius said he did not receive any proper explanation from the bank. Instead, HSBC has been setting up all kinds of barriers to prevent him from withdrawing his money. He said, "They don't say, 'No, you can't get your money out,' but they say, 'Give us all the records from 20 years of how you made this money.' This is crazy." Mobius used to be confident about investing in China. Now the billionaire has pointed to the new Chinese government for his change of heart, as it is taking golden shares in companies all over China. As the Chinese regime increases its control of these companies, Mobius thinks investing in China would not be a very good picture. The billionaire told Fox Business that he would turn to alternative markets such as India and Brazil. Beijing is demanding candidates from Hong Kong renounce their Western passports if they wish to be part of the Chinese parliament. The Financial Times reported on March 6 that the information was confirmed by one new delegate, one former delegate, and one person briefed on the selection process. The sources said that at least one Hong Kong delegate was denied a seat in China's National People's Congress, NPC, because they held a British national overseas passport. Many Hong Kongers are eligible for the travel document, which is always a pathway to future citizenship. Even though Beijing has publicly said that BNO holders qualify for the NPC, it doesn't mean anything. As one former NPC delegate described, the message was either you give it up or you don't run. The same pressure would apply to those holding passports and travel documents from other Western countries. FT noted that Hong Kong citizens also popularly have travel documents from Canada, the US, and Australia. The implicit protocol reportedly exists after Beijing imposed the Patriots ruling Hong Kong policy, prioritizing pro-Beijing politicians in Hong Kong's elections. The rule justified that it would counter foreign influence. In December, Beijing nominated 36 delegates from the former British colony for the first time since the 2019 pro-democracy protests. The demonstrations, violently suppressed after the national security law, were ascribed by the Chinese government to foreign forces. Western observers believe China's stance could be a decisive factor in the Ukraine war. The possibility of China becoming Russia's arms supplier has recently been a major concern among Western politicians. On March 5th, the UK Daily Telegraph pointed out that as the Russia-Ukraine war has arrived at a critical stage this spring, concerns again rose about whether either side could make a decisive breakthrough. The article stated that the Russian armed forces was seriously insufficient. The article speculated that Beijing was keeping an eye on the war to see if deeper involvement was needed. If the Chinese regime is to supply Russian troops with the weapons they need, the Ukraine war might evolve into a new stage. At the same time, China will have a chance to evaluate various weapons that might be used in a future invasion of Taiwan. NBC broadcaster also echoed the same concern. The media reported that Beijing's arms aid to Russia could be crucial to Russian military hopes of success on the Ukrainian battlefield. According to a Wall Street Journal report in early February, China has given Russia navigation equipment, jet fighter components, electronic jamming technology, and other dual-purpose military gear. The news outlet cited an expert saying that besides political basic supplies like artillery shells and drones, China had a large arsenal of weapons it might provide Russia, particularly missiles and guided weapons. Last week, Secretary of State Antony Blinken warned top Chinese diplomat Wang Yi about the serious consequences in the two nations' relationship if China provides lethal support to Russia. He also emphasized that the Pentagon was resolute and decisive in sanctioning Chinese companies or individuals that violate Western sanctions against Russia or engage in support of Russia's war efforts.